I'm eating a muffin. Who brought this, Eric?
My parents set it up for my birthday.
Oh,
isn't that nice?
That's sweet. What nice parents. So everybody's out there getting food, of course, from these long breaks that we get. It's so easy to run out, grab something to eat, take a leak, whatever you got to do. What did you get, Opie? A bagel half with some cream cheese on it? Scrumptiddlyicious. I got a little muffin.
Dude, didn't we just break?
Yeah.
All right.
You know, there's entire threads on message boards about us eating on the air.
Well,
entire threads, pages long, about us eating. Some people say they don't want to hear us eating on the air. Some people say it's okay, they understand our plight.
I don't want to eat on the air, but, you know, try to go 4 hours without eating and see what happens to you.
If you're Jim, try to go 15 minutes.
All right. Not just stacking. We just do the radio show. Just give them longer breaks.
Right.
Not a big deal. Well, your mic wasn't turned on, so I have no idea what you said.
I kept plowing through. I don't care.
Just say it. I heard it, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, listen. Huh? Anthony, you check out that Fark.com, right?
Yeah. I go in there a lot. I love the Photoshop thing. Every day they present a couple of pictures. You download the picture, and then you Photoshop it in a humorous fashion, and then upload it back up there, and people comment on it.
Well, there's a lot going on with that website, right? FARK.com.
A lot of news. They got the goofy stories of the day. And then I'm trying to read a few right now. Kobe Bryant reaches settlement in civil trial, agrees to drop off money at the back door. I don't know who writes these clever titles to their stories.
I guess that case is over, by the way. The civil case is complete with Kobe Bryant. And the accuser there, she's already married and pregnant or something like that?
Yeah, saw the picture of her.
Mm-hmm. Ah, she's a great catch, huh? Let's go to Drew Curtis. Hey, Drew, how are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Good, pretty good. We're in the middle of eating and doing a radio show and talking to you. It's nuts. It's insane in here.
It's a mess. Now, you were on, of course, Fark.com.
Yep, that's right.
How long ago did you start it?
I started it about 6 years ago. I was basically sending weird stories out to friends of mine and decided they were getting kind of annoyed by it, so I decided to start a website instead and told them about it, and it just kind of took off from there.
That's something how successful websites get started. It always starts with just some guy screwing around with the computer. You're getting some goofy stories together, sending them off to friends, and then all of a sudden you figured you'd consolidate them on one site?
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of funny. A friend of mine says that you wouldn't actually believe that a case for a website like Fark would actually work, except that it did.
Yeah. How many hits a day would you say you get?
We're getting about 1.7 million right now.
1.7 million hits a day. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's about right up there with like the New York Daily News and the Chicago Sun-Times.
Yeah. And what else, besides the stories every day, what else do you got on Fark?
Well, like you guys were talking earlier, we've got the Photoshop contest. We've also branched out a little bit and doing some audio edit for people who do a little bit of sound mixing, and have lately been testing a video edit contest where people take their camcorders out and try to make new endings to crappy movies or commercials for strange products, etc. It's been working pretty well.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get in on one of those. I love the Photoshop thing. They got some really funny people that contribute to that.
I'm absolutely amazed by that, actually. I was contacted by somebody who was an administrator at a community college, I'm guessing, up in Ohio, who was saying that rather than, when he's teaching Photoshop to his students, rather than assign homework, he goes ahead and tells them to enter the contest and see if they can win.
It's it's a great way to practice up on your Photoshop skills. And you also have, what is it? I see a lot of chicks on your site. I see, like, personals. What the hell is that about?
Well, essentially, we have there's an interesting person on the internet that you run into, usually female, called the internet attention whore.
Yeah, internet attention whore.
Yeah, and they're basically the ones that are running around going, "Look at me, look at me." Well, we have a lot of those on Fark, not surprisingly, and we decided to go ahead and set up a little area where they could hang out, and so that's the main thing there. The strange thing about the women on Fark is there aren't a lot of them. I'd say it's about 20% of the readers.
Yeah.
But the amusing thing about it is that they're all hot. It's the weirdest thing in the world.
Now that's nice. At least you're getting the hot ones.
Yeah, we have Fark parties pretty regularly. I'd say probably there's one going on somewhere every week. And in general, the ones that have been showing up are just absolutely smoking. And you wouldn't think that would be the case for an internet site, but, you know, hey, whatever. I can't explain it, but I'll go with it.
Yeah, they got these parties that go on. Now, they announce them on the site, and it'll just be like some bar down in Texas, and people get together down there?
Yeah, exactly. What'll happen is there'll be somebody in a particular city that'll want to set one up, and basically we just help them out by putting the announcement out and letting everybody know what's going on. One of the more amusing parties I heard about was, well, actually there's two. One was we held one in London, England, when David Blaine was doing that stunt to hang out in that box for however long it was, like, 50 days in a row or whatever.
Yeah.
And we had a whole bunch of people show up and laser pointer him all at once. I actually got video of it. It's hilarious.
Laser pointer. A bunch of tools.
Should have thrown rocks at the box.
Yeah, or other things, that's for sure. Yeah. I thought it was funny how scared he was for his own life. He was really just annoying. No one's actually going to kill the guy.
Yeah, who cares about David Blaine?
Seriously.
Jesus Christ. Who writes the little comments about the stories? Because those are really funny.
Yeah, about 3/4 of them are sent in by the people that actually submit the link. Like, for example, the one you were just reading, the Kobe Bryant one, that was actually submitted by the readers, so we went ahead and posted that. The other 25% I either tweak or I edit and write myself.
See, the guy understands the concept of letting we let the listeners, but you, the contributors, let them do the funny, and you could just sit back and reap the profits.
They're so much funnier than I am, it's just hard not to.
You're making money off of this thing? You gotta be, right?
A little bit, actually. Basically, it's been more to pay the bills, but I've been stockpiling everything away to try to help fund our first lawsuit protection fund.
Yeah, that's got to be coming, right?
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. I get about a thread a week over Photoshop contests, and so I figure it's a matter of time before somebody gets fired and decides to take it out on us.
There was a lot of excitement on Fark about the naming of the Fleet Center.
Yeah, that's right. We went ahead and purchased a day. It was actually a Monday.
Yeah,
we managed to snag it off of eBay for the low price of $2,500. That sounds low or high to some people, but the price for the first one that was sold went for $35,000 to, of course, Golden Palace Casino.
Yeah. What did you guys decide on?
We after the first one I submitted to him was the Fark.com Duke Suck Center. They rejected that in about 5 minutes.
Sure.
The second one we submitted was the Fark.com UFIA Arena, which stands for Unsolicited Finger and Anus. Unfortunately, they have Google, and they figured out what that was real quick. They sort of shut that down.
That's good.
Very funny.
But the one we finally went to was Boston Garden.
Boston Garden, huh?
Yeah, I had a suspicion that might not get picked up too, because I wondered how much of a flack those guys had gotten. I don't know if any of them were still around from back in the day when they named it the Fleet Center in the first place. But
yeah. I heard somebody wanted to name it like the Derek Jeter Center, and
yeah, that was supposed to happen yesterday. What happened was that they had a long talk with the guy and finally convinced him to call it something else, and they actually named it a Boston Garden also.
A lot of people talk about from what I was reading, a lot of people don't like the politics of Fark. A lot of they say the political commentary is a little left.
Well, what's funny is it actually goes both directions. We try to keep it so we can mix the articles up, mainly because I actually hate politics. I kind of fall right down the middle. I find most politicians to be self-centered and be a bunch of jackasses. So it's really hard to get behind people that are like that. So what we try to do is we try to, we'll bash Bush one day and then we'll praise him the next, or sometimes actually in the same day we'll do it.
Yeah, I notice on a lot of the Photoshop things there's always a George Bush picture in there just being pummeled.
Yeah, it just depends on who you're getting on the particular day. We took a survey of our readers, and it turns out that the political bent is a perfect bell curve. We've got equal numbers of extreme liberals and conservatives, and kind of topping out right in the middle, which is really kind of unusual. You don't see that very often on the internet.
Hey, you put a lot of stories up here. What's like the most memorable of these weird stories that come from all over the world that you can remember recently?
One of the most memorable, just for the pure humor value of it, this cracked me up. It was right after 9/11, and surprisingly, it was the only thing funny that happened for that entire week. But there was some jackass out in Malaysia, I think it was, had tried to print up a poster in support of Osama bin Laden. And what he had done, somebody figured out later on, is he punched in Osama bin Laden into Google and just printed the first 20 pictures that came out.
Yeah.
one of the pictures that he printed out was from a site called Bert is Evil, which is a website that no longer exists because after this happened, they got a lot of flack where they're kind of implying that, you know, Bert from Sesame Street is actually evil, and they've got pictures with him with Hitler and, you know, all these other guys. And one of the pictures they had printed out was him sitting next to Osama bin Laden. It was absolutely hilarious.
And weren't there some fanatics that were supporting bin Laden actually holding these signs up with?
Yeah, they were like waving them around, and you see Osama bin Laden sitting next to Bert, and it was just totally ludicrous.
I remember that.
What was that story I saw yesterday about the girl? There was some sex play with a gun involved?
Yeah, it's kind of funny because the article danced around the specifics because, you know, print media and all that. But, it looks like they were basically messing around with a handgun during, quote, bizarre bedroom activities.
He was screwing her with the barrel of the gun, it sounded like.
It went off?
And it went off, and she got shot in the vagina.
Is she alive?
That'll happen, you know, I mean.
Yeah, she actually lived through it, I guess. And, last I heard. I don't know if they do many follow-up stories on these things. But,
yeah, well, can you imagine you're going to high school, and, you know, I mean, that's you for the rest of your life. You'll be back at the 10-year reunion. It's a girl that got shot in the hoo-ha.
It's old bullet snatch.
And everyone knows the decent thing to do is pull out and shoot at the face.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they probably should have. It said it was with her 23-year-old boyfriend. That's scary enough right there.
And how old was she?
She was 17.
Boy, you're in a lot of trouble when you're caught shooting a 17-year-old in the vagina.
Is this a story? Teacher arrested for having sex with a 2-year-old in back seat?
Yeah, that actually is a little bit of a misleading headline. The teacher is actually having sex with one of their students, not that this makes it any better.
Oh, okay, with a 2-year-old in the back seat.
But what's even better was the 2-year-old in the back seat was videotaping it.
I'm going to go to Dougout Doug here. Dougout Doug, what's up?
Well, I don't know. Thanks, Anthony, for stealing my question about the Fleet Center.
Okay.
But I'll go ahead and I'll ask Drew, whenever you have guys like you that run these websites that are so popular, what kind of web surfing do you do?
You know, I actually don't do a whole lot of it because the number of submissions that comes in every day is usually tops 2,000. So I don't ever have to wander around very much at all. It's about all I can do to keep up with the queue. That being said, though, there's a few sites I check out every day, and one of them's like the Smoking Gun.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan of Homestar Runner, which is that's just a little bizarre, evil, you know, caveat of mine.
I definitely find your site more entertaining than like a Drudge or something where you go there for, you know, the headlines, and occasionally you'll get some goofy, fun headline on Drudge. But for the most part, I've been going to your site a lot more.
Yeah, we're trying to skew everything towards comedy rather than towards one political ideology or another. Because you know, I'd rather laugh than talk about politics any day.
Do you guys have a lot of audio up there on that site too?
Not too much actually, but we're getting more and more. Like I said, we've got the audio editing contest, and those are coming on stronger and stronger as time goes on.
You know what else is good? You guys, any new video that comes in, some of this outrageous video, like the Pizza Punch one, it ends up on your site. You know, and it's a good place to get that. New video that's you've seen that one, obviously, right? The guy.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And speaking of the video, there's one I've actually got queued up for later this morning. It's a guy shooting not a non-semi-automatic handgun, just a regular single action, 8 times in 2.9 seconds.
Wow!
At 6 different targets.
Regular Bernie gets. Yeah.
Is it? Did you notice that a lot of your traffic? Because I heard a lot of it was filtered from eatabullet.com. Like a lot of the people.
You whore.
That's what I heard.
What a
plug whore.
Plug whore.
That's what I heard.
Plug whore.
Hey, do you guys show stuff like Ogrish does, or do you not get as graphic?
No, we don't actually. Then that's just sort of the way I like to run the site. It depends on what it is, though. If it's something that we just absolutely can't avoid whatsoever, like a good example, we ran an article last week where there was a car chase out in St. Louis where the guy flipped over several times and got thrown out of the car.
Yeah. Oh, it was great.
And normally I'll try to avoid that, but what will eventually happen is if we keep on getting the same article submitted over and over and over again, there's obviously some kind of a demand for it, so we'll end up running it then.
Imagine being on the road that guy completely jumped a highway in this SUV.
Yeah, when he went off, he flew through the air, like the entire car flew through the air, like several hundred feet, and I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
It was absolutely insane.
It was really some piece of video. Hits the ground, rolls, and he just flies out of the thing and smashes on the ground very hard.
It lands on him, right?
It
almost did. It
yeah,
didn't
almost.
All over him, but he died anyway. So
and I found myself watching it going, come on, roll. Oh, little anticlimactic. You wanted it to kind of roll on top of him. But, yeah, he died anyway, so.
Yeah, so it's all the same.
Hey, how about the video of the guy leaning out the car and getting his face smashed against the bumper? We've heard those stories about that one.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Did that guy we've heard he died, we've heard he lived.
I heard he died.
Wow, yeah, see, I heard he lived.
We heard he lived.
Actually had an interview
So
with
I'm
him
not saying
on
I'm right,
website.
but...
Yeah.
I've heard both stories. I want to know what happened.
Yeah, it's a strange thing. I love those little videos like that, especially the ones where people are doing stupid things. Like, I've got one where this guy's standing up on top of his car driving by leaning down through the window, and he ends up wrecking it into a tree.
Oh, I saw that when he's trying to drive from outside his vehicle.
Yeah, it's great.
And it heads toward the tree, and he can't turn it in time.
God bless him. I'm sure all these videos are from Florida. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, bunch of morons.
Hey, do you have the news reporter stepping in grapes and then falling out on her fat face and not being able to breathe?
Yes, I saved that one. That was a keeper.
I can't get enough of that one.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful.
That's one of my favorite videos of all time.
Mine, too.
Well, Drew...
that and horse gag.
Remember horse gag?
Let's not forget horse gag.
Or as I like to call it, lucky girl.
You ever seen horse gag?
No, I haven't.
Oh, my God. That was one of those video clips when all this was first starting, 5, 6, 7 years ago?
Bestiality.
Yeah, where that video clip was emailed to everybody.
Well, see, there's why. Yeah, because I tell people if anything happened in the last 6 years, I've seen it. Otherwise, not so likely.
You should go old school and find horse gag.
Yeah.
Old school video clip.
Yeah, it's really hot.
Well, I know, Drew, from reading reading Fark, there were some people that were a little leery about you coming on our program. But I want to thank you for coming on, and I think it was painless, wasn't it?
Wow. Oh, yeah, no problem at all. I loved it. It was great.
Why did they want him on our show?
Who was leery?
Well, some people are like, O&A, it's going to, degenerate into something. Like, they assume that everybody we get on, we treat like...
shit.
Like we treated Cindy Williams from the Laverne and Shirley or something.
Or the dude from Hogan's Heroes.
Hogan's Heroes, or numerous other people.
Well, I guess
Ed Asner.
Or Ed Asner, right.
Or Bernie Getz. Or, all right, I get it.
I see their point now.
Yeah, sure.
Now, Drew, I love the site, and I am Opant on it, O-P-A-N-T, and I'm always on the Photoshop thing, brushing up on my Photoshop skills.
And who's Toxic Bunny as we go to break here?
Who knows? I've got no idea.
Oh, all right. It says, in my bedroom, you'll find everything except my floor.
Ooh. I guess she's a messy girl.
That's good. Yeah, I actually don't recognize most of the readers because we've got almost 250,000 registered accounts right now. So
no, it's in the Fark Personals.
Oh, very good. Yeah, no, I haven't the slightest idea.
Are they free? The Fark Personals?
What's that?
Are the Fark Personals free?
They are. They're free to look at. They're not free to talk to. It's some weird little contrived thing that we've got working with a third-party organization. But yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Rolling in the cash. Rolling in the cash on that Fark.
All right. Well, thank you, Drew.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
We greatly appreciate it. It's fark.com, Fark.com. If you've never checked it out, it's a lot of fun.
Thanks, Drew.
Very cool. Take care.
Right. There he goes, Drew from Fark.com.
Sure. I enjoy the site. Very funny.
That's a lot of traffic. 1.7 million hits a day.